Douglas here from WakeNet Labs. In this video demonstration, I'm going to be walking you through level 6 of the second Capture the Flag challenge offered by InfosecInstitute.com. Now, the URL for this is ctf.infosecInstitute.com/CTF2. And if we browse to that page, we can access the levels up here in the top left menu, drop-down menu, by simply clicking it and going down to level 6. So it looks like we're presented here with a simple web form that allows us to type in comments and add the comments to the page. Now, in a public-facing web application on the internet, these comments most likely go into a database somewhere. And since it's PHP, I'm guessing it's most likely going to be a MySQL database. And one thing to note instantly is that they're allowing us to have HTML tags within our comments. Now, as a penetration tester, our first thought must be, is this a homebrew or third-party application? If it's a homebrew application, we most likely have a high chance of exploiting vulnerabilities that the programmer did not anticipate when programming this page. If it's a third-party application, we can definitely search for exploits online, like exploit-db.com. We could search for things like WordPress exploits, other CMS exploits, and things like that. So I've already done that for us, and obviously since this is a Capture the Flag challenge, this is vulnerable, and it even says the vulnerability here is cross-site request forgery. Now, how does a cross-site request forgery actually work? Well, it's a persistent cross-site scripting attack. That's all it is, but it's a special kind. And this kind actually forces somebody's browser to make a call to a different web application that they're already authenticated to. For instance, let's say we have Facebook.com, right? And pretty much everybody has Facebook and everybody's already logged into it with their browser, right? Now imagine if Facebook.com were coded in PHP, right? Just for this example's sake. Now imagine if there was such thing as such a file as logout.php, and if we sent the get parameter logout equals yes, if we were to browse to this link right here, it would actually log us out of Facebook. Now, if we were to use a cross-site scripting attack that actually made, like, say, it forced somebody's window, their browser, to go to this right here, it would force them to be logged out of Facebook also. Now, if we were to make an AJAX call, it would secretly force them to be logged out of Facebook. And I know that's kind of a stupid example here, but it works in a lot of different scenarios. It's a very, very easy vulnerability to accidentally put into your web programming code. And it looks like here their example was a little bit more malicious sounding. It looks like they want us to exploit this by making the user's users perform an action on bank.php of the site.com. So we're going to bank.php instead of the Facebook logout.php and site.com instead of facebook.com, and it says it wants you want users' browsers to load that page and execute the query string transfer to camel case instead of logout, as in our Facebook example, and the parameter, the value of 555 in the get parameter. So instead of logout equals yes, it'll be transfer to equals 555. Well, one great way to exploit cross-site scripting, especially persistent cross-site scripting, is just adding another body tag. And adding another body tag is what I usually normally do. I try first. And I know that sounds stupid. It doesn't really break the document. A lot of browsers just fix that for you. A lot of browsers actually fix semantic problems that programmers or lazy programmers even put into their pages. So we can't actually use a body tag here. So I can't use a body tag and put onload and put JavaScript in the onload handler, but I can put onload in image. And you could put it in other things too, like I think you could put it in A, and I think there's only two out of here that you probably can. There's definitely a list somewhere, maybe W3 Schools has a list of what HTML tags you can put an onload handler in, and let's just go ahead and try to exploit this. So like I said, I'm going to use an image tag, and for the onload handler to work, we actually need an image that actually loads. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Onload equals. I have images on my website, weaknetlabs.com in /images, and I actually have that directory indexable, so you can hotlink those images if you want to for your examples and things too. https://weaknetlabs.com /images /logo.php, or I'm sorry, .png. I'm just going to just paste the image in the page as a comment, because for now I'm going to try to just force the person's browser to go somewhere else, like completely. I know that sounds annoying, and web programmers really shouldn't do something like that. It's not really like a true redirect. It actually is just forcing them as if the person has clicked on the link. So let's put JavaScript : and then we want to do window.location equals, and in single quotes here we're going to put a window location, and we're going to put HTTPS. Actually, let's let the browser decide whether or not HTTP or HTTPS. Let's just put 2 // site.com/bank.php what transfer to equals 555. And when I said what, that actually just is a question mark for those who aren't watching, just listening. Okay, so this code right here should plant an image into the page, this image right here, and once this image loads from my web server, this JavaScript should be ran right here, window.location equals, and then in single quotes we have our site here. Okay, so let me copy all of this in case this does not work, and we're just going to hit add comment and see what happens. Okay, looks like it did not work. So let me right click on here, go to inspect element, and see if maybe they have some sort of backend PHP engine with regular expressions or something blocking it. Nope. Onload equals nothing. I recognize this. This is actually something built into Google Chrome. Google Chrome does in fact actually mangle your traffic for you. That's one thing I actually dislike about the browser. I mean, that's good that it keeps people safe, but you're compromising a lot of freedom by doing that. So let's use Firefox. I do have Firefox open here, and let's just paste that same exact code directly in Firefox, hit add comment, and see what happens here. Yes, we did in fact exploit that vulnerability perfectly, because Salesforce.com is in fact where bank.php forwards you to on site.com. So, since we can't actually see the message from InfosecInstitute, let's browse back to the page and see if we can actually get it to display that it was in fact a success. This page, wow, is rather using a lot of resources right now. Okay, so let's try this a different method that's a little bit more stealth-like. And what we're going to do is actually make an AJAX call to site.com/bank.php transfer to equals 555. And we're going to do it in the background. We're still going to do it in the onload, and we're still going to do it using an actual image from my website. And the reason why I want to do this is because I want to see the actual confirmation from this exercise that says I did in fact exploit it. So rather than be obtrusive about it and force the person's browser to go to a different site, let's just make the call in the background secretly without the victim even knowing. This is a much better practice than forcing the browser to go into a different place. So let's go back to image source. And let's close that tag, and let's do onload equals. Okay, before we put the JavaScript, let's put the image. We're going to do / weaknetlabs.com /images / logo.png. And for onload, we're going to actually we can use the XML code, but I'd rather use AJAX and jQuery. So we have to somehow load that, and let's see if actually it's included in the page. Let me just copy this quickly and reload this page here. I'm going to inspect element and go to network, and we're going to reload the page. I think it gives you the option here. Yes. Okay, great. Look, they actually do have jQuery, thankfully. That's pretty much most developers use it or add it, so, or it's in a template, like a PHP template for a header, by automatically in every single page usually. So I'm going to exploit that fact to my advantage also. So let's paste that back in there. And for onload, I'm just going to use jQuery, and I'm just going to do a get call. And we're going to call actually let's just call / site.com. The reason why we do the 2 / is because we want the browser to choose whether or not to use HTTPS or HTTP. I'm hoping that site.com actually has an HTTPS, actually is using SSL on port 443, because if not, it may cause an error that the victim would see. And we want to be as transparent as possible when we're hacking people. So we'll do bank.php what transfer 2, and that's camel case, equals, oh, and what, by the way, is a question mark for those who are just listening and not watching. Transfer 2 equals 555. And so the jQuery is going to look just like this. Let me terminate that with a semicolon just to be safe here. In case there's other jQuery calls here. And we're just going to use this get method here, and we're actually just going to get this page. We're not going to handle it. We're not going to put any type of handler here. Whenever we get it, I'm going to copy this, and let's right-click and actually watch the network and see if this works. Go to network. Okay, so let's just hit add comment and see if it loads. Ah, look at that, it did load. We did exploit it successfully. Nice. What the fuck? Actually, it looks like there's still an error here. I'm not sure why there's still an error when that actually worked. That's strange. I wonder if that's a bug in the capture the flag here. Anyways, okay, so I'm sorry, that caught me off guard. It actually did work. See this right here, this call right here? The browser showed no, besides watching the actual traffic here, the browser showed no signs at all that it went out to this file right here. Maybe it actually, it did a 302, it did redirect, but that's probably from site.com to go to that stupid page with all of the spam and shit on it. That's kind of a bummer. Okay, so this did work, by the way. This was a success, this exploit. So it went out, and if I were logged into bank.php, I would have transferred to the account 555, if that's what transfer to means, some money or something. So that actually worked. Let me try one more method here. Maybe their regular expression that they're using for their PHP on their backend is looking for something that's not all of this here. Maybe they're looking for something very specific. I guess I can try it. Oh, here, let's just check out the hints here. Get a hint. Which tag would you need to force the users to make requests to remote sites? Yeah, we got that. You would need to use either the image or the A tag. Got that. Wait, none of the other tags allow onload? Yeah, they're right. Users click on it, so wait, the A tag would not execute each time the page is opened. IMG tag is your best bet, so it definitely is looking for an IMG tag. I know another method to do this. Let me try and put this code right here into src like this. Let's see if this works here. Actually, no, we can't do that. I don't think you can do that. What we're going to do is we're going to put, let's just put the site there. Let's just do // site.com/bank.php. What transfer to equals 555. And let's just try this right here just by itself. Let's see if this works. I've exploited it this way before in the past. So let's go to network. Okay, so let's add this and watch our network activity and see if this works. Look at that, it did work. And look, it keeps going too. That's not quite right yet. What the hell do you mean by that? Look how further this went this time. It actually went to that stupid spam site right there. So that's pretty funny. So it looks like this method is a little bit better than the onload method. I don't know why this isn't working, to be honest with you. Okay, so you know what? I have a couple other ideas. First of all, let's try to not do it this way. Let's try and actually put HTTP, and let's actually try it this way first. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to right-click on here. I'm going to go to Inspect Element, and we're actually going to watch the network here and see if this actually works. I'm not sure if this really will or not. Scroll up here. I'm going to hit Add Comment, and look, it did work. It still worked. The GET request, it kept going too. It followed all the way through, but it still says not quite right yet. I'm not sure what the hell he's looking for here. Let me try with HTTPS and see if that is what they are looking for. Okay, I'm going to add comment here. And the GET request did work, but it still says not quite right yet. What the hell? Okay, so let's not close the image tag, I guess. I'm like kind of lost here. I'm just like grasping for straws. Look, no error. Okay, look. Okay, oops, well done. You completed level 6. Okay, finally. So Actually, what I did was I paused the video and I tried a whole bunch of stuff for you before even trying these three things. So I thank you for watching, and sorry I kind of fumbled here at the end. I didn't know that their regular expression was that strong and they were looking for such a specific string. Thank you again for watching.